All right, this is Nostrovini giving the Daddy-O report about what's going on in the heart of capitalism. This is the only place where the commies and the totalitarians are not on the run. Happens to be in the birthplace of capitalism in the United States. Wall Street is here. All the little businessmen are here. And yet they're being disenfranchised by, and all the Jews, a lot of Jews. They're being disenfranchised by a Muslim Marxist takeover. If that don't confuse you, a Marxist and a Muslim, these what two things don't go together. But they go, and on top of it, the gays are in support of the Marxist movement to the river to the sea, throw the Jews out of the river into the sea. Well, something like that. Now this doesn't make no sense because the people in Hamas, which is not a delicious food, it's actually a deadly organization of terror, would throw them into the clinks at best. At worst, do things I wouldn't even mention about, throw them off buildings and stuff like that. But yes, these brainwashed kids, and they've been brainwashed since birth. They've been raising capitalism for idiots or communism for idiots, but it's idiot. The emphasis has to be on the infancy. But let's go to the good news. Soon, Marco Rubio, who wasn't born in Cuba but is going to be the ruler of Cuba pretty soon, is going to see to the downfall of the Castro regime, or the communist regime, what's left of it. They can't feed their people. See, this is what happens. We have a whole plan. See, our genius of a genius of president. He decides he sees the vulnerability within our enemies' camps. They're all interdependent on each other. Yes. See, this is what is missing from the equation which we're given to the people. See, once we destroy, defeat, and overcome the Iranians, well, that's one of the people that will mean that they won't get Iranian oil or Iranian weaponry into Russia. Once we have already taken out Venezuela, so the Venezuelan oil is not going to Cuba, which means Cuba is like a ripe fruit, like a banana on a fruit thing that's ready to fall. The place can't support itself. It's been on respirators for years now. People are trying to save it. The Mexicans, the liberals in this country, who are fellow travelers, they like to travel to Cuba and have a good time. Well, Cuba's going to go under. Cuba goes under. The Castro curse is lifted. It's back to being the jewel of the Caribbean. Oh, yeah. And then you got your. So that's one. Venezuela's already fallen, gradually becoming a democracy. We own the oil. Well, our real glorious leader, he was parked in front of the Venezuelan oil tanker. So now this means that next Mexico has been making deals with cartels. We already flexed our muscle a little bit there and killed one of the top cartel guys. They went and had a temper tantrum. When it comes down to us, our CIA, our special forces, and even maybe a little trouble help with the Mossad will take care of the cartels. You got to do business. You can't do business if you're dead. Now, so they knocked out. So the Caribbean, or the Gulf of Mexico, or as I like to call it, the Gulf of America, will be once more manifest destiny. The imperial general situation will be restored to this country. Now, okay, we've stopped the communists from now the thing is with Venezuelan oil and Iranian oil, we knock out Iran, we knock out Venezuela. China comes to a screeching halt. They depended on Venezuelan and the oil from the Gulf states. So you got no oil. The Chinese are not going to be able to invade Taiwan. Donny boy, you're way ahead of Donny boy. And as for Russia, the junior partner in all this. Russia is depending on North Korean help, depending on help the oil prices staying down. Now that we've gone past the silly global warming hoax, we're going to have all the oil we want from our fracking. Drill, baby, drill. So then people don't need the oil. Europeans will not depend on Russian oil. And no, they won't depend on it. The Russians. They can't do with their war machine and kill the Ukrainians. So the Ukrainians, then the Ukrainians kick the Russians out. Now this is dangerous. Putin might get dangerous, and he might say, "I got atomic bombs." He'll probably be at this point overthrown. With no support in this country, people will rebel. Somebody will put a bullet in his head, or he'll just give up and say, I tried, I failed, and self-preservation will kick in. KGB men may think, he's not going to go to the great big Politburo in the sky. Then so we knocked out. Now, who's the last of the Mohicans? North Korea. The man with the bad haircut, whose country is more like the Hermit Kingdom. It's more like a medieval situation there. Now that's getting complicated because I thought that he would let his little sis, or when he had the bad heart and the bad haircut, that he would die of a heart attack and the little vicious little sister would get in there. But apparently, the man has a daughter, and I didn't know about. So there's going to be a power struggle, a cat fight between the sister and the daughter, depending on how old the daughter is. By the time I shouldn't call him an old man, he's not an old man at all, but he's got more clogged arteries than I got. He dies. They have a power struggle in North Korea. Hopefully, atomic bombs won't be set off. Hopefully, they can cut a deal and they'll become part of South Korea. Instead of the North invading the South will invade the North and make North Korea join the civilized world. And who will be responsible for all these things? Mr. Donnie Trump, the peacemaker. I could see it now in a downtown Turin, a giant statue of Trump within a Persian's house, a picture of the Trumper. Oh, what that will burn to Barack Obama's bones. Ah, that guy's gonna do stay out jail time. Let me tell you something. Oh yeah, things are going well. The battle's still in doubt until things are not in doubt anymore. But it'll be okay. Now, Trumpy, Trumpy, yes indeed. You're the politician for me. Trumpy, Trumpy, yes sirree. The man with the comb-over is okay with me. Oh, Trumpy, Trumpy, God has chosen you as